Hi, thank you for joining me for another Minecraft education lesson. Today we are looking at reflection, both on the X and Y axis, and I've set up some activities to walk your students through. So this is really simple to set up, especially if you use structure blocks and your quick fill and breakdown. So first thing, I have set students to spawn in right here. So they meet with Ivy, they can read through the board, and Ivy greets them, and she's also clicked to the slides. I created slides in Canva and just put a live presentation, copied that link to the live presentation and pasted it on her URL. There we go. So what I did is I broke it down into different segments. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 are reflections on the y-axis. So here the students will be reflecting this shape to over here. 2, they'll be reflecting this shape. 3, they'll be reflecting this shape. 4, and this shape. Now, if you would like them to write down the coordinates to the new location, perhaps you want them, or perhaps you want to put the original, I'm going to say grab your slate instead of your sign, and you could put, that's why I make for sure there's plenty of space to add stuff. So you could say the coordinates to your original, and then leave that locked so students cannot change it. And then what are the new coordinates? Oops. Coordinates. And then unlock it to where the students can now type in here. So you could add that if you would like. Completely up to you how you would like to do that. Right now, I just kind of want them to practice reflecting across the axis. So 1 through 4 is crossing over to the Y, or reflecting across the Y, and here is an example. So now 5 and 6 over here is reflection across the X axis. So I made the shapes a little bit different. I'm still debating if I want to add in a third one. If I do, I did save this block to the reflection under a 5x5. So let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I never know if I do this right sometimes. Let's hope I do. So if I wanted to, I'm going to go to Load, Import. I save this under the X5x5. I'm going to hit load. There we go. So if you want to know how to save your structures with the structure box so you don't have to rebuild stuff over and over, I have a video for that. Just watch that and it'll actually show you how to save these type of structures as well as building structures. So I could easily turn this into 7 and make that 8 as the final. I haven't quite decided that yet, but this is them practicing over the x-axis, and then over here is the final one. I have yet decided if I want them to reflect 1 or 2, but I figure what I'll do is I'm going to drop a board here, and I'm going to say now, or I may do it NPC. And of course I can fancy that up to sound better. But that way they know they're taking this shape and they're reflecting it here, and they're reflecting here. And of course, if you want them to write their new coordinates, you could add that to the board, add it over here, whichever you prefer. And then if you notice on my examples, I use the same shape for both. I actually flip that. I should probably make that the same shape. So let me do this. Instead of that, let me put that here. Yep, not sure. And then there, it's the same shape now on all of this. So if they look at the examples, they can look at that shape and see I've actually translated it in both the Y and the X. So it's there if you combine them to help them. Now, that's pretty much the rundown of what students are going to do. I'm going to have a chest full of blocks for them to pick from, their own favorite colored blocks, so they can come over here and do the reflecting. Now remember, as always, when you're dealing with this stuff, I put deny blocks beneath everything because I really don't like people breaking my stuff. In order for students to put stuff in this grid, you're going to want to go one ahead and you're going to want to break out these deny blocks. Because if the deny blocks are there, and I'll show you what I mean. Let me get out of World Builder status. So now students can do their reflections over here. They cannot build outside. They cannot build over here. They cannot break what you built. The only thing they can do is break these signs. Let's just hope that doesn't happen. So if you forget to break those blocks and you bring students in here, they're going to be over here not able to add anything to the board. Oops. I must have already had a broken block under there. And I did. So there was a missing block here, so students could go here, but they can't go here. And that's why it's important to remember to get these deny blocks broken down right there in front of the parts you want them to be able to place the reflections. And that is a quick, simple little activity that students can do to practice their reflection skills. And it's pretty fun. I have yet to do this one with students, but I'm pretty excited. I did want to show you the different ways to do the back. So right here is a non-covered back. Right here I added a layer to the back because, you know, it may be distracting seeing that much white in the background when you're working here. If you save your structure right, you can actually save the back built into it. If you forget, like I did, and you can just write your coordinates down right here in this corner. Write this coordinate down. 170, 76, 601. You can fly up here to the corner, get to this edge. And now I'm going to just fill this in. So I'm going to fill, mark in the ones I was just at, or the coordinates I was just at. And it should be black concrete. There we go. And voila. Oop, I wasn't up high enough to get that one, but that's okay. I'll just do that one by hand. Oh yeah. I'm not in World Builder mode. I'll go back to World Builder mode. There we go. So that's how easy it is just to fill in the back to these real quick. I definitely say use your fill technique to create your fields and then save it as a structure and then just copy and paste it like you've seen me do with this one. But yeah, that's how easy it is to throw these up really fast. Keep in mind you can do the mass fill with the ground too. So this ground I created, I did this all with a mass fill. As you can see, I didn't make it completely even, but it definitely makes life a lot easier than you trying to do everything by hand, block by block. But I hope you enjoyed this lesson. It's a fantastic little lesson, and I really think this is something students are going to enjoy. make it your own, make the colors all the same, make the colors different, maybe assign specific colors, make the shapes more unique, make them bigger. If you instead of a 5x5, maybe you want to go a 10x10. But just have fun with it. You definitely want to teach your kids or your students how to fly. So make sure they practice how to get into flight mode, how to leave flight mode, how to go higher, how to go lower. And for those on a keyboard, it's double tap on the space to go flying or to leave flying. Hold down space to go high, hold down shift to go low. And yeah, that is the sum of this little project. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Have a fantastic day, and I really, really appreciate y'all.